Good morning, welcome to the Royale NewsCast for April 21st, 2018.
Today we're talking Billy Mitchell.
Halloween sequel.
Battle Royale updates.
As well as some new LED cinema walls. We'll let you know what that is.
Stay tuned. Hello, everybody.
Good evening.
Welcome to the Royale NewsCast. We're here to talk about news and movies and games and
I'll be
stuff.
honest, we scraped.
We scraped a little.
Barrel?
That's an old thing.
That's an old thing. I still have
retro.
I still have the video for that. If
we faked it. We tried real hard.
Speaking of fake
Let's
get into this.
Yes, welcome.
So, if you don't know who Billy Mitchell is,
Billy Mitchell's a pretty iconic name.
for video game people, it's
and hot sauce. And hot sauce.
What?
He made his own hot sauce company.
Oh boy.
Well,
Yeah.
with all of his winnings. From,
Yes.
Either way, he held the Donkey Kong. That was his big pieces. The Donkey Kong.
He held the
records.
record for the Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
The first person to something.
Get a million, wasn't
Million, maybe.
All of it has to do with high
There's been more
scores.
since then, but he was the first one
Yeah.
ever recognized by Twin Galaxies, recognized by Guinness World Records.
Yeah.
That's one of his big accomplishments.
Yeah.
As well as the Pac-Man score, the first to hit the highest ever score Pac-Man can ever achieve.
Yeah. So,
But
it had to do with
says he did it.
hitting those end screens essentially for those games was.
And so, if you've been paying attention to any of the news that has been happening, past 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks. Yep.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
It has basically come out and saying that, hey, he actually never achieved any of those scores using an actual arcade machine. He's used a MAME emulator to do that. And that's basically goes against what Twin Galaxies' policy is when it comes to records.
Well, the whole point is you're supposed to actually play on the
actual machine.
The machine.
And so basically the past 2 or 3 weeks has been Twin Galaxies going back and forth and kind of saying like, yes, we'll take a look at his scores. We're going to put a suspension on his high score records and stuff like that. And so basically this boils down to he has been officially disqualified from the Twin Galaxies leaderboards.
Yep.
His records have been removed.
Yep.
Guinness World of Records followed suit afterwards, saying yes, we're revoking that title from him.
Right.
And welcome to now with this entire.
It's all gone to shit for him.
Yeah, it's this saga of Billy Mitchell, the rise and fall.
Now the cool thing is with Donkey Kong, he was in a race with another guy for that title.
Right.
So at least that one they know if they revoke all of his stuff, they have someone that they can give that title to because it was essentially him and this other, because that King of Kong movie, that was essentially the story was him versus other guy trying to get that record.
Yeah. I remember watching that documentary and watching his actual record. It seemed incredibly sketchy, and that's where all of this research came from, is people analyzing that documentary's footage of him doing it, doing his world record run, and analyzing the different frames and saying like, okay, you know what? That's apparently you can't actually do that in an arcade machine.
Right.
The only other solution at that time was MAME.
Right.
It's also brought to a lot of discussion with MAME developers and saying like, we try to make it as arcade perfect as possible, and it probably is by now.
Sure.
But back then,
not so much.
Not quite.
I still even remember when YouTube was fresh. Like it was a young thing.
I remember when I could skip through ads by going all the way to the end of the ad.
But like my one friend his big thing was always beating Super Mario Bros. 3 as fast as he could. Like that was always his, like before speed runs were actually a thing.
Yeah.
Before AG2Q.
That was what he liked to do. And I mean, we played other video games, but when he kind of had time, it was how fast can I get this done? And he'd watch videos on YouTube where people would so he'd watch the clock because that was his big tell, because he's like watching this guy who's like, oh, I beat Super Mario Bros. In 9 minutes. And he goes, I've got it down to like 13, and that's me
pushing myself,
and getting the flutes and getting the everything is
almost
perfect, right?
Yeah.
And he's going, I'm at 13, how can this guy do it at 9? And the guy sped it up by like a quarter of it, like just enough so that it didn't look wonky.
Yeah.
And the only thing that looked really strange was the clock, and that's what my friend ended up watching. He goes, he felt better. It wasn't that he was like trying to out this guy or anything. It was more just like, how do you do it in 9 minutes? And then he's watching the clock go, like, just that extra bit too fast. And then he's sitting there timing it, going, okay, I feel better. Because if you calculate all that time back into it, it essentially reaches what he was doing for runs. And he's like, oh, thank God. Okay, we're good. Because that's so I mean, that's the big thing is if you have video footage of yourself doing something, legitimately do it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the thing, you know. And then I think that's the nice thing about live streaming nowadays is...
There's so much commentary and people
Well, that's pretty much it, is you're not going to fake anything because you're, especially with live,
Yep.
you know, that's where, you know, people put Let's Play videos up of them playing and it's all pre-recorded and then they're doing stuff over top of it.
Yeah.
That's kind of the part where people can squeak in that kind of stuff and cheat, but I mean, like, you know, you watch any of us play anything anytime we stream and it's...
Not like we're going
It's
for
us.
records or anything.
We also don't have the effort to go through that.
No. Well, we don't have the time to go through any of that. Like, that's the thing is I watch some, Geekism does a really good Planet Coaster one, but he plays and records and then edits afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll speed up the build process and he'll just kind of talk about what he's doing as opposed to like, oh, I'll put this piece here and see what it does and this piece here and see what it does. You'll see him like on the screen putting pieces in and it's not working, like he's trying all these pieces, but it's going at like rapid pace and you're
And
just
if
like
it's clearly sped up kind of stuff.
But he doesn't
he
allege
probably
that it's not.
acknowledges
He's
it.
legitimately going like, oh, I'm building a Universal themed theme park. And it's not like he's sitting there going, this is how you build it. He's just talking about the techniques he's using and that kind of stuff. So, like, that kind of speed up's okay. But if you're going for records...
As long as you acknowledge it.
Right. If you're going for records, you can't be faking it.
No.
Like... I don't get that one. And the unfortunate big piece of this is his Pac-Man record.
Right, so the Pac-Man record was the one that you can't really get back.
Yeah.
Because he was the first to get to that end screen.
Yeah.
Everyone else since has basically copied his routine and his path, so it's almost untraceable.
Yeah.
I mean, someone will probably come out and see, like, I've got the footage that came out right after, so I technically am now the first because you've disqualified Mr. Mitchell, this guy, this hot sauce guy.
His hot sauce empire shall fall.
I don't think it's not that spicy.
It was all built around a lie.
Spicy.
It's probably not even that spicy. Liar.
So, and of course he is, since this disqualification has come out and said that, yes, I'm going to prove myself.
Yeah.
But I feel like the damage is done.
It is.
Oh,
And honestly, with his personality, no one's going to want to back him up either. I feel like he's... If you've ever watched the...
Oh, yeah,
King
he's
of Kong,
a
giant,
jerk. Yeah.
giant dickhole.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, him trotting around this title, like, yes, I'm the Donkey Kong master, I'm the Pac-Man guy. Now he actually has none of that. All he has is hot sauce.
I'm the hot sauce man. You better listen to me. I'm good at Donkey Kong.
Yeah, sure. Apparently.
But yeah, that's
That was the biggest story.
the biggest news break for nerd living right now. It's just like, oh my god, the king of Donkey Kong is not the king of Donkey Kong.
Among other things, like there was probably other records that Twin Galaxies he's had too.
Probably, but I mean, again, in the nerd culture of things, that was
Mitch is iconic.
Well, he was iconic. He
still is.
He's going to be infamous now.
Yep.
But like, that's the thing is, unfortunately, like that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It just sucks.
And good on Twin Galaxies and Guinness to really step on this as fast as they could.
Yep. Well, and Guinness, I mean, I still laugh at Guinness Book of World Records because I mean, it's one of the
records are constantly being broken.
Well, but one thing, the best part is the Guinness Book of World Records is like a favorite for children in libraries.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's Guinness, like the beer company.
And now you have to think about any books that they publish or articles they publish going forward, saying like, this is the records for 2018.
Yeah.
He is no longer going to be in there.
Oh yeah, but no, I always laugh that Guinness, the beer company, it makes this book, and essentially it was to settle bar fights.
Yeah.
like people who are having arguments in bars, and now it's like, you know,
It's
you
a
have.
big thing.
Well, yeah, it's huge. Like it's the Guinness Book of World, and I never thought of it as connected to
Yeah, no.
Guinness beer, but it is. They're the ones that started the Guinness Book of World Records, was to settle arguments in bars who were like, no, this guy has the longest fingernails.
Because
No.
it's a conversation.
It's clearly a conversation that comes up when you're drinking. But that's how it started, was like, oh, who threw a baseball the fastest? Or like, that's really how it started, let's
Yeah.
face it, is a bunch of guys going, no, this guy has the
Sports
most
stuff.
goal. Yeah.
And now we all
They
have
just
mobile
expand
phones.
upon.
Yeah, but again, if you're looking
It
up
still comes
actual
out
records,
every year.
who
Yeah.
holds the record?
Right.
Guinness is the people that
Yes.
you
Now they
rely
are.
on to give you the accurate number on what it is, because they legitimately send people out to observe these records. You can't just call them and be like, I did this fast, and they're like, oh, okay.
We're the most popular podcast in the world.
No, we're not.
Asterisks.
No asterisks.
Asterisks.
No.
We are the most popular
right
podcast
now?
in the world, with red chairs and a black IKEA table, and the
And a
the
real
words,
wall.
and the words BRNN
And a
in our
real
name.
wall.
And a real wall.
We are the most popular BRN.
Oh, if you're tired, that's not good.
Well, then
Go
go
to bed.
go have a nap.
Go nap. You can. You know what? Turn this like the screen sideways. You can fall asleep. We'll lull you to sleep.
We're
That's not
good
a
at that.
thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, deep voice.
Bassy tone.
Yeah. Either way, moving on from Billy Mitchell.
Moving.
I saw
on.
this one, and I thought it was kind of funny. So
you
Danny
can talk about it.
Danny McBride is one of the people writing this movie.
See now.
I don't know that's not a
Why?
positive for me. I don't know.
This is not looking good.
Either way,
doesn't
they
help.
released a sequel, or not a poster, sorry, for the new Halloween movie.
Yes. With
But
Jamie Lee Curtis is back in
Yep.
it. So if you actually look at the small little interview blurb that's out there right now, Danny McBride and the other co-writer essentially wanted to do a story with Jamie Lee Curtis in a Halloween movie. So they wrote this going, we have to make this the most kick-butt movie we possibly can to
Yep.
get her on board.
Yeah.
They sent her the first run of the script. She said she was in. Awesome. To make it that awesome and to get her in, because her character, I'm not sure if this is a spoiler because it happened a bajillion years ago now, but her character dies.
Yes.
In
I can't remember
in
which one.
Resurrection.
Was it Resurrection?
I think Resurrection, yeah. Jamie Lee Curtis's character dies, and I think it's pretty quick right off the bat.
Yes.
Like,
Because
she's
they
running
moved on
away
to-
from him, and then whoosh,
No.
whatever it was. But like,
She doesn't live.
but like the first 10 minutes of the movie is pretty much killing off.
The
Jamie
person
Lee
has been
Curtis.
around
Yeah.
for a while.
Either way, this movie, to get her back into it, is ignoring any Halloween movie past the very first one.
Which is dumb.
I was actually really disappointed that this isn't following the Rob Zombie Halloween movie.
That was a realistic one.
But I really enjoyed where they went after Halloween 2 with Rob Zombie's stuff, and I wanted to see where that went.
We died.
Yes, but the sisters started going nuts.
That's true.
So that's where that was, and I was like, oh, that's a good way to keep that whole franchise going. Because that's the thing about, this is Michael Myers, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with him is, I still remember, I think it was, H2O was like the first Halloween movie I actually watched. And he gets shot and stabbed, and he keeps getting up, and I'm like...
He's pulling like a Jason
And I don't understand,
The
like,
Freddy
I
stuff.
get Jason, and I get Freddy, but the whole point to Michael Myers
Isn't he
is
just
he's
like a
supposed to be
psychotic killer?
yes.
He's strong and
He is strong. Like, he's overly strong. Cool. But he's also... And I get that there might be, like, less pain receptors or whatever they want to call it, but the fact is, if he gets shot...
yeah, they went supernatural.
They went way too supernatural with it, which is where I like the
I
Rob
know
Zombie
one,
stuff.
He got his head cut off.
Right.
In one.
So where's this one?
This one takes place right after the first Halloween movie. Well, not right after, but it's a sequel to the
Well,
first Halloween movie, and
Sequel.
it is a quote unquote sequel to Halloween.
That's why it's dumb.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you. Stepwise.
Please consider subscribing.
Which is why I find it dumb, because number 2 was literally an hour,
Wow, look at 4 people.
which is
Don't let it get to your head.
number
Keep
2.
going. Keep going.
Number 2 was
Thanks.
She did consider subscribing.
Thanks, Stepwise.
number 2 was literally right after 1.
Yes. Correct.
Literally like an hour after. it
Thanks,
happened,
guys.
Which makes no sense.
So essentially, what happens is this. This is what I've
She
read
gets-
in this article. Is the end of Halloween.
So her getting taken to the hospital.
They're gonna change that up a bit.
Oh, so they're retconning this.
They're retconning
young and Facey and her.
No, I don't know how they're pulling this off, but either way, like, thanks, guys.
Oh boy.
I don't know how they're exactly retconning stuff and doing things, but that is the overall shtick. Whoa. That is the overall shtick. Is they're kind of retconning the end of one.
Yeah.
To make it fit with whatever this sequel is that they're doing for Halloween. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel great. Like I said, I'd rather have a Rob Zombie Halloween 3.
Yeah, that tanked at the box office.
I know. It's because it was good.
Is that like?
I've
never really watched Halloween.
I wouldn't say it was
so.
great.
It wasn't great, but it was for
based more reality.
It was. That's why I liked those ones. Like it actually showed him as a kid going through psychiatry and stuff and all that kind of jazz. So I dug that.
So it gave that character a backstory.
It showed how he was legitimately a non-caring. Like
in the Rob
the Rob Zombie one was.
It showed how he started out where he was kind of a normal-ish kid.
You say normal.
Yeah.
Well, and then he did some stuff, and then it
unlocked
his humanity kind of went away.
Yeah.
And you watched the evolution of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one is just essentially him killing more people and stuff, and then
he's still trying to find his sister.
Yeah. So this one, I'm not sure. They're not saying where this story's going.
And where in production is it? Is another question. Because obviously, if it doesn't come out during Halloween,
it is supposed to come out October 13th
this year.
It doesn't take long to do.
No, that's the best part about this kind of movie. It's not even a Freddy movie where you have to add insane amounts of effects with him trying to scare people.
It's just him just stabbing people.
It's just him, sneaking around and stabbing people.
He has a knife.
Yeah.
But he's no Jason, but.
No, because Jason has a machete.
Machete. There's a big difference.
Butter knife.
He has a steak knife.
Something like. Oh no, a butcher knife.
Is it
not a butcher knife.
Cleaver? Meat cleaver?
It's not a meat cleaver. Yeah.
No, it's the big knife.
It's just a big knife. Yeah.
No, we unfortunately don't.
Not in a long time.
This is the closest we go.
I did read their ratings were down to like season 1 ratings though. Apparently not a good finale for this season.
Yeah, I know what happens already, and I don't even watch it.
I'll read the spoilers later.
Yeah,
so
which is not a good thing because that's different from what the comics did with that character.
To be honest,
that'll piss Graham off good. Oof.
No, not in a long time either.
If I feel masochistic enough, I do. I guess I don't know. I don't really watch a whole lot.
I don't like SpongeBob SquarePants.
You're really not missing out.
Not in a long time.
If I need to turn my brain off and enjoy something, it's either SpongeBob or apparently Yu-Gi-Oh.
Pokemon?
No, I actively watch Pokemon.
But you can shut your brain off.
No, I don't.
Old episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I can shut my brain off to those now. Although, you know what? That show is fun when you rewatch it and you're like, I forgot that. Like, there are scenes that I'm watching and I'm like, I don't remember this.
No,
I've never actually watched that.
Negative.
Nope. We're not. Well, I'm not a big. Okay, I'll put it this way. I stopped watching anime after the Boo saga in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. I started watching.
I'm very selective about my anime. So.
You watch more than
I started watching Super. Though.
I watch more than you guys do.
Yeah,
but
Super. I would like to actually watch. I used to watch Card Captors and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Absolutely.
That's the guy right
here. Do you
like
the finale of Gravity Falls?
I've loved the entire show.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
It was a good. They finally released or announced that they're doing a DVD box set.
Nice.
So
a DVD, not Blu-ray.
Well, Blu-ray, DVD, whatever.
That answers your question.
Beware.
Hi, dog. So either way, this Halloween movie is something.
It's a thing.
I don't know.
I don't know how to feel about it.
Exactly.
It's my big piece.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we needed more.
I'm not going to the theaters to see this.
Well, they're always coming out with the old retro the horror movies.
Yeah,
this season's going to be pretty big for movies, too. I don't know how it'll survive, because isn't Aquaman coming out in that time, too?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's
different.
No, it is.
I thought it was earlier.
I thought it was
November. October, November-ish.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Gravity Falls was great.
I concur.
It's one, and yeah, you've been telling me that since it's been on.
It is an excellent.
And for a Disney person, I have not. I've watched like half an episode.
To be honest, it's not really much of a Disney show.
And wow.
It's a weird mix between a Disney show and X-Files.
Yeah, that's the way Disney goes, though. So, either way, moving on.
Let us
Battle Royale updates. As we start talking about one, and there's a bunch of other stuff to talk about.
Okay, so
yes,
yes.
I don't know.
Yes. How old
A
am
long
I?
time.
Yes.
A long time.
Shh, don't remind me how old I am.
15.
15.
I just made up a number. 100.
I graduated from that degree when... I can count by graduation dates.
I have to go by my graduation in high school for a lot of stuff.
Well,
That's
that's...
where I go with him.
Yeah. So my graduation date from him -3. Okay, so I've known him since high school and him since university, college. So there you go.
And I know him after.
And the
Shortly
other
after.
the other chair I've known since elementary school.
That's a nice chair.
It's a very we've known each other a long time.
We've been through lots of things together.
Me in this chair.
We went places.
Either way, PUBG
PUBG, let's start with that one.
map
That
selector.
Map selector is coming, apparently.
Coming.
And so this will include likely that third map that they're doing, the smaller
map.
smaller
Yeah.
condensed map. And apparently they're trying out a new game mode in PUBG right now. You can actually
Excellent.
play. It's not just you versus 100 or
Yeah.
99 other players. It's
50
something a little.
50.
No,
well,
Fortnite's bringing that back. Dude,
We need
too
to
fast. We're still talking about
Guys,
PUBG.
baby steps, baby steps. The
Yeah,
original.
they just all blend into one.
I'll be honest. That's. Yeah, they do.
It's really coming down to who's keeping their game
Who's introducing fresh ideas? on
right
top of-
fresh.
which we can talk about that. A little
And we
bit.
can. We'll definitely talk about that. So, yeah, PUBG map selector,
Map.
and their big news was like, well, we weren't sure how to do that without keeping queue times, down, up, this, that.
And here's another thing: like how do you manage map popularity too? Because a lot of people still like. Is Miramar the old one?
I believe
The original map.
Russia,
PUBG. Yeah.
the Russian map.
The first map.
Yeah.
People still love that map.
Yep.
People really love that map.
Seeing a lot of problems with the desert map was they increased the. What do you count as a win?
0.
I've killed some people.
I'm at 0.
The best I've done is 4th.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's better than us.
It's a good number. We apparently have to play with you.
Yes.
You can be our Kevin.
Let's do that,
Not that great.
guys. I'm telling you, let's Fortnite tonight.
Someone want.
I'm telling
It
you.
might not be.
So your short answer is no.
No.
Yes, the short answer is no.
Someone
No.
build for me, and I will climb it, and I will shoot things.
Hey,
Here's-
I got a Port-a-Fort the other day, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
So here's the thing about PUBG map selector, and this is what I like about map selectors, is it shows them where the popularity actually is, and obviously if the
People-
desert map isn't getting people queuing for it,
And-
what do you have to do to that map to change it?
and I'm sure that they have abilities.
Not be a desert.
Well, they can. I'm sure they have the ability to pull up stats like this is where a
Make
lot of
it a
people are
jungle.
landing.
Yeah.
So obviously people don't want to land over here.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is there less buildings, more buildings?
Because that's like even playing Battlegrounds in a World of Warcraft scenario. We found out the other day we could actually eliminate 2 from the random queue.
Yeah.
So Brian and I were like, which ones don't we like playing? So we only selected one because we're like, well, one of them is 50-50. Like, it can be good if people actually play it,
Yeah.
and bad if people are treating it like a battle royale game and just trying to kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
But so that was the thing. It's nice to have that selector thing, and at the same time, I think it does give good feedback to the developers and the publishers, going like, clearly there's something wrong with this map if only 20 people are queuing for it every time.
Yeah.
Right.
So what are you going to do to fix it?
And then with their oncoming of the new smaller map as
Yeah.
well. I don't know if that's coming out anytime soon.
I don't know.
I like to try it.
They said there was something along the lines of a cave system also involved, so I'm not sure if that's this map or the next map they're developing. So
Well,
the
I mean,
one
they-
map is
they are-
actually going to take place underground.
Oh,
Ooh, sewers.
Well, that would be impossible to play.
Sewers.
I don't know if I could play that.
So,
Wow.
that
I
one
mean,
could
the
be
bunkers are
interesting.
already a pain in the butt in
Yeah.
the first map.
But yeah, if you're stuck in certain hallways,
Yeah,
and you
you're
have to try and
screwed.
fight your way out of like a dead end to get to.
Just hide in the corner.
Well,
No,
but this
but
the screen.
The screens, the circle,
says the circle gets.
the
small.
whole,
Oh yeah, that's true.
the storm.
Or the walls start collapsing in.
Ooh.
Remember geomodding from?
Yeah.
What was that game called again?
Red
Faction.
Red Faction.
Red Faction.
Can't believe I remembered that. I barely played that game.
Geomod.
Good geomodding though.
Geomodding.
Well, for when
back
it came
then,
out.
back then it was great. Now you look at it and go like, yeah, oh,
Ooh.
yeah, it's
Ugh.
Imagine if they put that into PUBG. So yes, that is our PUBG.
That's the PUBG update a little bit.
Now Fortnite
Is getting rid of guided missiles.
But they got added a different weapon.
What?
What did they?
They took away guided missiles,
Yes.
but they've added LMGs. which apparently are terrible.
Cool.
And apparently, since the release of the mobile version, they've gone like 10 million sales.
Yeah, they
I thought
made
$10 million. Something.
They
A
made
lot of dollars.
of money.
A lot of dollars.
Millions.
They made lots of dollars.
Millions of dollars.
And that's just on an iOS, and it's still private. You still need a code to get into the mobile one.
But the biggest piece is you can work towards those stupid battle chests or whatever they are.
On the go.
On the go. Which is the big piece. Like that's the problem. Is like we look at the battle chest and it's like, well, it's $10, and we have to play.
We have to turn on the computer. We got
how much, but we have to play how much just to get those things.
Yeah.
And
on a coffee break, I can bang out a couple of my.
I'll be honest. I've
things.
played 2 or 3 matches of PUBG on my phone at lunchtime. Granted, it's not exactly the same experience. There's no cross.
Never is.
But if you can gain rewards
with the
because you're
Fortnite
paying for
the Fortnite one, it is though.
Right.
PUBG is not
Yeah.
on mobile crossover.
So that's an interesting thought process too. Yeah, they made a bunch of money that way.
Yeah.
And 50 versus 50 battles are coming back to Fortnite. They're
50 versus 50.
50 v 50,
Sure.
which is insane to me.
Which I feel bad for my teammates.
Well,
I mean,
to be fair, you're only one of 50 people.
and let's get together. We
Yeah,
can
but I
be
ain't
40.
helping
We can
anybody.
be
Let's
four
be
out
honest,
of
I don't know.
4 versus 50.
we can be 4 people out of 50 that are screwing the rest of the team.
Sorry,
we are
guys.
so good at the game.
We gonna drag y'all down.
Shoots each other.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Whoopsies! I
there's
thought you were a bad guy.
There's like a firefight going. I throw a porta fort in the middle of the firefight.
Yeah, it's so 50 versus 50, and that's why I say like it's keeping it fresh and keeping that kind of
doing
stuff.
the different. And the amazing thing is they're actually doing all different stuff.
Right.
Like they're not copying each other. They're doing their own thing.
So and then the last bit of news, obviously. So that's Fortnite baby news.
Mm-hmm.
Baby
Well, yeah,
updates
so
for
it's
Fortnite.
Yeah.
And then Radical Heights is even
Heights.
even babier news because that game just got its first patch.
I know.
And this patch included action rolls through Windows.
So the big thing about this game is action rolls.
Action rolls?
Anytime your game offers me an action roll, like that's an amazing game.
You will love my time in Portia then.
Action.
That Harvest Moon game action rolls. There's a button for.
Oh,
an
that's
action
right.
roll.
You were talking about that now while I was playing another dumb game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But either way, like I'm sitting there going like action roll. It uses stamina, but action roll. So, but I did like that in Radical Heights. But now we got to a point in Radical Heights where we were playing, and there was a convenience store that you were in, and I'm like, oh, window. I wonder if they break. So I punched it, and it broke, and I'm like, oh, cool. The problem people were having was, why can I not jump at these windows and have them?
It's already dumb enough.
Right.
It's already dumb enough.
Because if you played the game, it is very... Think of an 80s action movie as a game.
We can show it's
like
pretty
it's a
great.
fairly
It's
enjoyable
pretty-
game, but that's the thing is, so people are like, why can I not action dive through a window? I think that's and they're like, good point. So it's in the game now.
And I mean, good on the developers for listening.
Yeah.
For that.
So and that game is a little bit different, and we'll talk about that later in the post-credit show.
Wild.
So.
I honestly say it's the most wildly different battle royale game we've ever played.
Well, that's what we said about Fortnite too when it came out. So that's the big piece. Is as long as these companies all keep doing something different, they're going to hold parts of the market.
Call of Duty World War II Battle Royale. And then you get to watch as other people open crates in front of you in the social space before.
See, and I enjoyed that about Radical Heights. There's no loot boxes per se.
Yeah, that'll happen.
But no, their big thing for collectibles is you find a collectible on the map, and it's random. So like we found a flannel shirt.
Yep.
So you pick up the flannel shirt, and what it does is it unlocks it in your prize room.
Damn.
And then as you collect money in the game, because again that's the point. Radical Heights is
it's a game show. It's a giant.
No, you legitimately can break a cash register open like
money comes
GTA
out.
and grab the money.
And then you can put the money either into the bank or.
If you put it in the bank, it's safe. If you lose in the game,
you lose a small percentage.
Depending on what place you come in, you lose a certain percentage of your money.
You still come out unless you were the first person to die.
Yeah.
You will come out of the game with money.
With money. So that's the thing. Now the flannel shirt is $15,000.
Or in-game, or
you can buy in-game currency and buy the shirt.
Yeah.
So I'm like that I like that version of a cosmetic type unlock
because it at least lets you,
much better.
It makes you go and search out for items.
Yeah, and you're because you're already searching for items. So this way you end up on the roof of a garage and you're like, oh, there's a flannel shirt up here, cool.
It takes the heat off of like, oh, there's
It feels
the
feels
structure
less,
is only gray.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the problem with that game. But it feels less loot boxy, even though it pretty much is still very. It's a random chance that you're going to find that thing in a map.
Yeah.
You're still looking for other weapons.
You're still looking for stuff. You're grabbing essentially that
The
thing, but then
ability
you
to
still
purchase
have
it
to
later.
pay for it. Yeah, you're essentially grabbing the ability
You have
to
it
pay
in
for
that
it.
current match.
Yeah.
But you can't. You can purchase it later.
Yeah, so it's kind of, that's a cool concept to that one. But yes, the big update to Radical Heights is action rolls through windows. So if you action roll, so you jump and action roll.
So they made their game more radical.
Yeah, you'll break through the window now. And I'm like, that's sweet. Because that adds a whole new element when
Because
you're
you can
like,
surprise
I'm behind
people.
glass, and you're just like, surprise, mother effer.
Do you get to say that too?
Well,
I say it in chat.
Yeah,
I say
exactly.
it in chat. Surprise!
Surprise!
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee kayak, other buckets. Good old Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You set the line wrong. No, I'm pretty sure it's yippee kayak, other buckets.
Yes, okay.
All right, Boyle.
Okay, there's censorship.
So yeah, that's
Battle Royale
updates.
So
Last
the
but not least,
last bit here.
interesting new tech coming into
Interesting.
Right. So
theater.
So Samsung,
Yes.
the company that has pioneered LCD technology, LED technology,
Yeah.
OLED technology for phones and tablets and stuff
Sure.
like that.
Bunch
They are
of
now experimenting with full-size cinema displays
Now
in
my
the theaters.
Yeah, so that's my one big takeaway from this is they're obviously getting away from the 3D tech that all these theaters spent a butt ton of money on.
But could you make an LCD with
An LED
LED,
with
whatever?
You
LED with 3D.
You can.
You could.
So they
You
just
still
that.
do.
You still could, especially with
the
LED tech.
the problem with that is that those glasses get really crazy expensive because
Right.
there's actually internal stuff in those glasses for LED tech.
Right,
screens.
it's not just regular
left and right.
3D glasses.
It's not plastic.
It's
There's
not
actual,
plastic.
There's
There's
actual
legit
internals.
But that's my thing is we might be seeing the exit of
3D technology.
3D movies coming out, going back to, and here's the best thing: LED.
Or
we
you
know
mix
is,
it.
or
Or it makes it better.
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah.
But that's
It
the
could
thing.
either
Though,
or.
is
They're testing this out.
the cool thing is LED tech is going to be way sharper than any projector you've got going on.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get
That's-
these movies like
It's crisp.
4K.
And on top of that, it's probably much more energy efficient than
Yes.
a giant bulb.
And here's the other piece is 4K to me on a screen in my house means absolutely nothing.
Yes, unless you have a 65-inch TV.
4K TV in a theater on a screen that big is you're gonna see that difference. Like the details in those movies are gonna pop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So to me, this is gonna be
And on top of that, they can start implementing things like HDR.
right.
HDR lighting
Yeah.
in the theaters where blacks actually feel black.
Black, yeah. So that's it. It'll be cool to see if this tech really takes.
Where
Like
it
I'm hoping
goes.
it takes off.
Where it goes.
Yeah.
It's going to be also crazy expensive.
Yeah,
to start.
But if you go
that
in
was the
bulk,
same with the 3D.
Right.
sure, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
3D
And
is
again, you tell
Yeah.
Samsung, like, as Cineplex being the one of the main providers of movies in Canada, they go to Samsung and go, we'll put Samsung signs up everywhere. It'll be the same as like Dolby Digital tech.
Imagine walking into a theater and it's just Samsung TVs with like demo stations and
Sure.
demo reels.
Before the movie starts, like we have the quizzes and stuff brought to you by Samsung, and Samsung doesn't actually have to pay for that advertising because they gave them a deal on
Yeah.
these screens. Like that'll, I think, be what we end up seeing. We already see advertisement everywhere in theaters, anyways. So
Yeah.
I would rather have really nice screens and a couple Samsung commercials.
They also might.
Let's
drive
be
the
honest.
They also might boost the prices up for movies.
And let's be honest with how movie tickets work. You can just reserve your tickets online and then go right before and it missed all of the ads.
You could,
So
if you go to those theaters.
Yeah.
I don't usually go to reserved theater seating because most of the time they're 3D movies.
Yep.
That's usually my issue.
I have no issue with 3D movies. And
I don't either, but
so-
if I could have a choice, I'm gonna go see it in 2D.
So that's my big piece is if I can get a super clear LED 4K picture,
Mhm.
like HD picture, no 3D.
Movable seats.
No, I don't
And here's
need
the crazy-
D-box seats.
I see the trick is just to get the seats below the D box.
or right around D box because
Yes.
you get the vibration from the D box.
It's the
It feels like extra bass.
it's cheap D box.
It feels like extra bass.
and
Like
here's-
something explodes, those seats go, and your seat.
I don't know if you guys
Hmm.
remember this or not. Back when the Sony 21-inch TV came out,
Yeah.
they advertised the ability to play games in 3D and not in 3D at the same
Right.
time. So we could also see that technology come back too. Where if you want to watch this movie in 3D, here's your glasses.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it in 2D, it's still the same movie.
The only shtick is those glasses are going to have like security gizmos on them, like
or you pay
nobody's business,
and you pay more for it,
or you pay like a deposit before you go into
Sure.
the film.
I can see that.
Yeah, because people are gonna be thrilled about that.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to recycle that.
Well, but no, that's the thing is, like, if I go to see a 3D movie and all of a sudden the tech is the point where it is insane and I can have, you know, these 3D glasses and all that stuff, if I have to put a deposit down of $50, as long as you get that $50 back when you return the glasses,
it's no difference.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You're just making sure that no one's...
Oh, yeah. But still, a lot of people are going to be...
Oh, they'd be pissed.
Really?
But that's you make that disclaimer right up front.
And I mean, that would hit the newspapers pretty quick. Like,
Yeah.
as long as Cineplex made it an announcement where it was like, oh, the 3D technology we've got going in is going to be amazing and awesome and huge.
You can have either your choice of 3D or no 3D in the same theater.
Well, and on top of that, even someone said, like, with The Quiet Place coming out and most of it being in subtitles because they're speaking American Sign Language, someone's like, why can't they do that for more movies? Again, deaf people and...
They actually used to have that.
Well, but here's the shtick. If you can get the 3D glasses, why can I not have the access on those 3D glasses to show the subtitles? If the tech's there to make it 3D, the tech can obviously be there to add text to the
you're getting into Iron Man technology here. With the,
well, but it's there. Like,
We're getting there.
Like, if the tech's there to make the screen pop out from wherever I'm sitting... It is easily addable for me to go, can I get, like, like a little button on there that makes it so I can get subtitles? Like, I think that tech's easy enough if you're already doing 3D tech.
I don't know. I feel like you're looking into it a little bit too difficult. The science
out there.
You are basically getting into Google Glass technology.
Cool.
Which I still want Google Glass.
I want Google Glass that's not a giant frame on top of my already glasses. Thank you very much.
They're getting there. I feel like that technology to have optional subtitles is via glasses. It's not impossible. I just think it's impractical at this moment because we'll see what happens with this. I'm more excited for the display.
Me too. Like, that's the big piece. Is that, like I say, the display is going to be like you have someone like Christopher Nolan who likes doing certain scenes in IMAX. Like with IMAX cameras that pick up all those details.
Isn't most of Avengers Infinity War shot in IMAX
Probably, but that's what I mean. Like that kind of movie on a 4K LED screen that is bigger than my house.
What is your base? what is your entry fee for something like that? What is the highest amount you would pay for something like that?
I don't pay for movies, so
that's
I don't know.
yes. So the standard movie ticket is $15.
$15.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be $15.
But that's my thing, is if they convert their screens to these, they're not going to keep old screens versus this. Mm-hmm. Like, if you look at a Cineplex theater now, all of them can play a 3D movie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They converted to that technology. Once you convert, you have to stick to that conversion.
For a little while, anyways.
Obviously, until new tech comes out and you update and change stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like the price will increase in that range.
And the price will go up just because they can now go, you can watch all your movies in Ultra 4K.
Cool.
Pay us more money. Mm-hmm. And people will go, no. Like, that's the thing, is if prices go up enough, people are really going to stop going to movie theaters.
Yep.
Until Netflix opens their own movie theater. Mm-hmm. With LED screens.
Yes. And then they start winning awards for reasons.
Yeah.
All right.
But, I mean, it would be cool to see some Netflix movies on a big screen.
I'd rather see Netflix TV shows on the big screen.
Well, I would too, but there's no way that they're gonna
They're not gonna.
Or you sell a massive ticket and it's like you can watch.
Sir, you've been here. Sir, you've been here for 13. You've been here for 13 hours. I just wanted to watch Jessica Jones season 2.
Right, like like you sell a binge at home. You sell a binge ticket, and it's like essentially like the first season of a series of unfortunate events. Depending on how many hours it runs, is the price of the ticket essentially.
Oh, well, so many logistics behind that.
Yep. Do you have a Netflix subscription? Yes. You save 10%. Congratulations. Yeah. Log in with your Netflix subscription to buy your tickets and save money. Okay. I can see them.
I forgot my password.
Oh no!
I can't log in.
Sir, there are another 12 people watching your Netflix account right now. Gosh darn it!
I really wanted to watch this one show that no one else wanted to watch.
Yeah. So, either way, LED screens in movies instead of projectors, I think. I laugh because I'm like, so you're essentially having me pay now to watch a giant TV, which is what it's always been. But I feel like the projector technology was always
the sound for me.
And the sound, and that's why Molly's game, which I talked about last week, was one that my wife wanted to go see at theaters, and I'm like, but there's no explosions. What's the point of going to a movie theater to see it?
D-box version of that.
No.
You really,
it's a royal flush.
You really feel those riffle shuffles, don't you?
It's like I'm a deck of cards. That's always my thing with movies is
It's the sound for me.
Is the sound.
The screen is only a difference in IMAX for me.
Yes.
And only if it's filmed with IMAX cameras. Like, that's the other piece of it is.
Like, I think Justice League was.
I don't remember anything.
Or at least parts of it were. Like, that's the pieces. Usually those IMAX cameras cost a fortune to use. So that's the thing is you'll get, like,
I remember
some big scenes filmed with it. Like the jumping scene in China in Batman... Dark Knight.
Oh, yes.
Where he's in China doing the base jumping. Yeah. That was IMAX.
I thought there was other sequences, too.
I think there was a couple more, but that one was the big, like...
We're using IMAX
for this sequence, so if you see it in IMAX, that sequence is going to be, like, killer. The rest of the movie will be alright, but that scene will be, like, killer.
But then it's great resolution.
Yeah. And again, IMAX theaters have a completely different sound system built in, too.
Yeah.
So
and you're
the sound
way
in an
closer
IMAX
to the
theater
screen.
It's like I'm there! What? Yeah!
And then you put the 3D glasses on. And
go see The Quiet Place on an IMAX.
Oh my god, I feel like I would totally do that. I feel like that would be just amazing.
If they have it on IMAX.
They won't. They wouldn't, because it's all silent. Like, the movie is quiet.
2 minutes of dialogue.
Yeah. And not a lot of actual sound, because, So that's the pieces,
well, there's fireworks in that trailer.
But that's my big piece is, like, I think now it's... I will feel less movie magic because there's not that lovely backlight. Like, I feel like a movie theater should honestly still put a light at the back of the theater just to throw me off. Because I feel like that's part of movie magic. It'll make it super dark. And that's the fact is LED can do true black. So all of a sudden, like a dark scene, you'll feel it. With all the lights
in horror movies, that would be a killer.
If all the lights are off,
an alien movie.
There's no backlight like lighting the back 3 rows.
Yes.
Right, like all of a sudden when it gets dark, those details are gonna.
Or if you're watching
pop, and then all of a sudden, when you're
if you're watching an alien movie and it's legitimately like a dark corridor and you see a xenomorph coming out, I'm like, I don't want any part of this movie. Goodbye.
That's the thing. If a theater goes like full dark, minus that lamp at the back.
Well, they have to have the lights on the stairs.
Yes,
and there would be a little bit to.
Super OLEDs are really good right now.
Yeah,
the TVs are super good. Phones are really good.
It makes me laugh with this like lights on the floor though at a movie theater. It's like,
so you watch where you're going.
That's a safety thing.
Don't get up. Go pee before the movie.
No.
Nope, don't care.
No,
if you have an emergency, you can feel your way down. Nope, don't care. Don't care. It's my movie going experience.
Bladder issues.
Well, then they should be prepared for those bladder issues. They make objects for that exact purpose. I just watched a commercial for them this morning.
Huh? People don't want to wear diapers.
But they make them now, so they don't even look like that.
You know,
I've seen the commercials.
Those are only for small leaks, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
Gosh.
Something smells like poop. Oh, that's all of it.
Rubber seats.
Oh God.
Just hose the theater down.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's
like a car wash.
Those lights make me laugh.
Car wash for a theater.
Just run
through all the garbage.
Yeah, just as you run it, there's just like you stay in the theater too long and the hoses start turning on from the back.
For the credits.
I'm still watching.
It's a Marvel movie. What are you doing? But yeah, cool tech coming in. But I feel like for me, it's now I'm really just going to a theater to pay for a really gigantic television.
But it's still
screen.
in the test.
They're starting to put them into certain theaters.
And if you think about how the evolution of TV technology is, you go to CES every year. That's like, we've got 100-inch TV. I don't have that room for that. What place would have that room?
Well, and that's even like theaters. You go to any of those tech conferences or watch them, and they're like, we're at 16K for TVs, and I'm like, what difference am I seeing?
Right, and the only place that's legitimately could make sense is a theater.
It's a movie theater. It makes sense to have.
You can have like a 1,000-inch TV.
Well, yeah, the whole wall could essentially now be used as a screen.
Yes, 1 million feet.
Yeah, go wall to wall with just a giant TV screen.
And again,
call
power
it a day.
consumption is
Low
a lot,
for
lot less for an LED
Sure.
than it is a giant projector.
Well,
That's
and they
the
last
big-
a lot longer. The projector bulbs are, one, expensive, and two, do not last that long.
and fragile.
And fragile. Like, that's the piece, is those bulbs are almost, it's cheaper to get a new
I will say
projector
though,
for certain
I will say though,
projectors.
once if you see a dead pixel, you're screwed. on a giant LED in a theater. That would be a huge deterring factor. It's like, oh, I don't want to go to this theater. You can see a little white dot in the corner.
Yeah.
That could be really problematic. But obviously they could figure out a way to fix that. They could, maybe it's not one giant screen, maybe it's like 4 screens that are just clumped together so tightly packed.
Well, and the way LED technology works is
The way bezels are nowadays.
essentially now you could just
There's
pop out the one thing and click.
What's a bezel?
Yeah. Because that's even LED light bulbs on Christmas lights.
Mm-hmm.
If one died or one was dead, you were hooped.
Yeah, I have a teacher that was talking about
You
that.
can now actually, there's ones you can swap out. So it's like if you can swap them on there, I'm sure if they're putting these in giant movie theaters, they're going to make sure that you can, change a dead pixel essentially.
Right. That would be the only deterrent.
And then that would be, and the theaters would go.
You'd have to have a maintenance person on
Yeah.
standby.
Yeah. Well, not even on standby. If there's a dead pixel, there's a dead pixel for a couple weeks.
But you're watching that, though,
You know
you're
what?
noticing that.
As long as it's not dead center, it does go away. I've had
you can have dead pixels go away.
I've had screens
but-
with dead pixels, but partway through a big enough movie, you'd be all right. Again, if that movie was completely dark
Yeah,
Like
and you
it.
had a dead pixel, yes, I would switch whatever movie was playing in that theater and rotate it around to because Avengers, if there's a dead pixel,
you're gonna notice.
I don't know. There's a lot
You're
of stuff
gonna
happening.
notice.
there's
in
a
that-
lot of stuff happening.
But
I'm
it's
not
so
going to
bright,
notice.
though.
No.
I
Not
think-
not on a wall of.
in an action movie, it's harder to see dead pixels.
And again, on a screen that big, a dead pixel is legit this big.
Right.
It's a pixel.
It's more.
It is,
It's more for the blacks and the whites and
Yeah.
stuff like that. If it's dead,
Yeah. If your screen is like you're in the Matrix, that white room,
Yeah.
and you have like this bright red dot or blue dot,
Good-
whatever,
good.
and it's up, you're like,
They need to fix that.
excuse me, like that needs to
Ruining
be
my movie
my movie.
experience.
You need to
experience
do
has
a
been
thing.
ruined. But if Hulkbuster's jumping out of a giant thing and landing in the dirt, you're watching Hulkbuster do that.
you're doing any action sequence.
Yeah, you're not watching the little dot. And as long as even if they went back to Hawkeye's house or whatever, you're still and it's a quieter scene.
Who's Hawkeye?
You're still not going to see. He's playing tag.
Who's
Playing
Hawkeye?
tag.
Who's Hawkeye?
I love that.
I love it.
I love that. That's the shtick now online. It's like, where did Hawkeye go? He got into this game of tag and he just couldn't get out.
It's that time of the
Yeah.
year. He just
Yeah.
He
It's
just,
the last
he
one.
just
tag.
couldn't get out of it. So yeah, that's the news for the newscast.
Yes. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
Slow news week.
Slow news again. A slow news week. Nothing exciting. Big exciting things
Mitchell.
happening. So yeah, Mitchell's the big piece. Yeah. Dark Souls, if you're waiting for it on the Switch, has been delayed. As a quick little tidbit, it makes me laugh when people online are like, "Well, now my Switch is useless."
Well, and I find it funny that in the first place they announced this Dark Souls remastered was on the Switch,
Yeah.
followed by the other platforms. And the Switch one is getting delayed, as well as the Amiibo is getting delayed as well.
wow, yeah, because yeah.
You don't. How else will I praise the sun now? How can I praise the sun? I can't. No, you need the Amiibo.
No, look, I just did it.
No, you need the
Just did
Amiibo.
it.
You need
Just did
the
it.
Amiibo to praise the sun.
Just did it.
I find that's all that does. That Amiibo does is praise the sun. That's fantastic.
It's just a cool collect. That's the thing with the Amiibo is the
At
Dark
this
Souls
point-
people know they're like,
I still haven't opened that Detective Pikachu Amiibo.
yeah.
Whenever I get the game, I'll
Yeah.
use it.
You
But
don't even have the game got Detective Pikachu. But that's the thing is the Dark Souls one, or if they work in that character into the next Super Smash Bros.
oh my
All of a
gosh,
sudden that works.
that makes.
Yep.
I wouldn't play that character. I'd play my custom character that I built from Dark Souls to import into the Switch version.
Wouldn't that be crazy? But either
Me
way,
fighter,
that's-
me fighters.
There's someone online and they're like, well, I bought my Switch just for that game, and everybody's like, are you serious? Do you know how many games there are on Switch
Super
right
Mario
now?
Odyssey.
And they're like, well, I've already spent $250
Donkey
on
Kong.
games. Like, should I
Zelda.
just return my Switch if I've already spent $250 on games? And they're
I
like,
will pay you $200 to take your Switch off your hand right
yeah,
now.
I'll pay you for those games. Yeah, and I'll take your Switch. And someone's like, why? You bought it for one specific game, but you bought $250 worth of other games. why didn't you wait till Dark Souls came out and then buy a Switch if you were?
There may be even a bundle.
You
never know.
Always complain about whatever they.
I know, and so that person got downloaded into like oblivion. But
welcome to the internet.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna make a stupid comment, like, but yeah, a lot of people were like, "Well, now I can't play it. When I'll just get it on PC," and it's like,
Go for it.
Or you could just get it on PC right now.
Yeah.
It's available now.
Like, that's what people are pretty much saying. It's like, the whole point to the Switch version and waiting for it is so that you can play it on the go. Like, that was even their Twitter that they released was, their tweet was like, it's going to take you a little longer to, take Dark Souls wherever you go, but this summer you'll be able to do it instead of now.
Soon.
Yeah. So
there's that.
So that was kind of the big thing. And then NBA Playground 2 is coming out to a lot of people who were like, can you fix your first game first, please?
No, make new game.
Yeah.
Community Day is coming up next week. No, not next week. Next month. It's funny. It actually got leaked by the Pokemon company from Japan.
6th?
Yes, because it is the week after Utah for me.
There you go.
Nope, week after. Either way, month of May. It is Charmander.
Yes.
So everyone,
Brian will be happy.
I will be super happy because I will be
Charizard.
Black Charizard.
No, I don't care about the color.
Yes. Black. Wait, whoa.
I don't care about the color. How is that whoa?
We are 2018.
Dingy doesn't see color.
Oh, okay.
I just want Charizard.
So
he doesn't see in colors.
I see species.
Okay, wait.
Whoa. Are you saying I cannot be a unicorn?
Are you saying are you Charmanderist?
No,
he doesn't. He wants a Charmander. I'm Charmanderist. I want a bloody Squirtle.
Well, they're coming out with it seems like every couple months.
So I think the next
Squirtle in July.
Squirtle will be the following one after.
No, they always take a break because there was
Mareep.
This most recent one was
Mareep, and before that was
Bulbasaur.
So
the next one, next one.
July, you'll get a Squirtle.
I feel like in July will be a Squirtle.
You can walk around all you
want.
want.
We'll do it with you then.
Yes.
We'll make time.
Blastoise.
And it'll be shiny.
I don't care.
And it'll have a little Squirtle Squad glasses.
If it comes with Squirtle Squad glasses, I'm in.
Watch as it's going to be.
No, I don't want Blastoise. I do not evolve my Squirtles. I'm not sure if
you can catch a whole bunch of them.
What if it becomes a trainer item that you can wear Squirtle Squad glasses?
I'm in. I'm okay with that. Again, I don't evolve my Squirtles. When X came out, X and Y, and you got like. They're like, here's you get your first Pokemon, and then I picked Rowlet, and then
Squirtle,
and then they're like, here's we have these other ones like the Kanto ones, like pick one. I was like Squirtle. My Squirtle's level 100.
Yeah.
And it's like, would you like to breed Pokemon? I'm like, yeah, Squirtles.
Glasses, please.
It's all that keeps coming out of. It's all that keeps coming out of the daycare is Squirtle eggs, and then I throw them out into the Wonder Trade. I think it's really. I really dig doing that in the Wonder Trade thing on Pokemon.
People want that in Pokemon Go actually.
Oh really? Wonder trading.
Wonder trading. Yeah. That would be a much better use of trades.
Well, that'd be actually a cool transfer thing. Is you get the candies for whatever you've sent out into this thing,
trade it away rather than having this.
That'd be broken because you keep transferring that.
I'd give you all rats.
Yeah.
But that happens in real Wonder Trade.
But that happens in the real Wonder Trade, and I think it's really cool. And I know that Pokemon subreddit likes to do it around Christmas.
Yeah.
With new kids getting Pokemon.
Delibird is a big one.
They're like, at Christmas, let's start trading it. Like put Wonder Trade stuff that's actually worth Wonder Trading for.
And give them items and stuff like that.
So a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old who's playing goes like, what's a Wonder Trade? And it's like, I can trade away my Kakuna. So they trade away their Kakuna and get a Squirtle.
Or like an actual shiny Pokemon.
Or get a shiny Pokemon or something. Always, because that's all I put out in Wonder Trades. But I think it's really cool. Like, I'll get something from a Wonder Trade that's bleh.
To you.
But the fact that is you can just do it forever.
Yeah, but I keep sending Squirtles out into the world. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, guys, have Squirtles. Like, Squirtles for everyone! And and I feel like someone on the other end goes like, I'm trading away a Rattata, and then they get a Squirtle, and they're like, whoa, was not expecting that.
No, I think
maybe I should.
A lot of the people are just like, this guy's
Tony.
Just getting a. He's just shiny hunting.
Yeah, or that. Yeah. And I'm not.
You're trading with Tony.
Yeah, that's all.
Trade each other.
Tony doesn't trade with me.
I trade everything.
Rattata.
No. It is Kakundas.
Well, and then but that's yeah, but that's
Not
the
even
thing.
a Weedle.
And then once I'm done trading away all my squirrels, I go through all my other stuff that I've acquired through the Wonder Trade and start Wonder Trading all those things out again.
The
But
beauty is just you can keep Wonder Trading the same Pokemon, and people want that in Pokemon Go. I totally see that. I can totally see that.
I can understand. Maybe you only get so many Wonder Trades a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Or
putting
you
your
get
stuff back
you
up.
get so many a day, and then you need to buy a pass to.
Sure. That,
do-
and
do some more.
that sounds like a
That-
mobile
I was gonna
game
say you
type
need to
thing
have
do.
some way to make money off
yeah.
this.
Sorry, I forgot the
So-
money making aspect of mobile.
Because it does
games.
make them a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Pokemon Go, every time they have a community day event, there's an amazing box.
But that's why I always just
that
laugh.
one
'Cause
that week was just.
that's why I always just laugh
got
because
money out of me.
pretty much Pokemon Go can fund the Pokemon Switch game all on its own before. Yeah.
Yes.
And then the Pokemon Switch game will make them how much money?
That will probably be the game that makes me stop playing Pokemon Go.
Do you-
I can just do it on both at the same time.
Yeah. Do you see that at E3 this year?
Hmm.
Pokemon
What? What do you mean?
No.
for the Switch? Do you think it's going to be E3 this
Nope.
year?
I
Because
don't
it's supposed to come out this year, isn't it?
No.
Or is it next
2019.
year?
2019.
Because
I feel like it'll be at.
I know we're getting Super Smash Bros.
Yes, that's their tentpole for 2018.
Because
So
they're 2018.
that'll be their big E3 push.
Well, they're already doing a tournament at E3
Yeah, for Smash.
for Smash.
Which
so
I don't know how. I
have
don't
the
know.
game running.
Yeah, but how do you get tournament people into it? Like you have to. I don't know.
Invitation.
That makes no sense to me. Like that you can run a tournament for a game that's not even showing any gameplay for it.
You'll find
I
out
don't
then.
understand how that works.
Or
But
they'll
no,
get a day to
Pokemon Switch
practice.
will probably be announced at TGS. Honestly, if they
Maybe
if they
Actual
do
Game Show would be a
anything,
big one.
if they do anything, or Pokemon Direct.
Yeah, I see.
I feel like Pokemon Direct is the best way to get that. That way, it's immediately shareable between everybody. So
Either way, that's the newscast.
yes,
Yep.
hello, welcome. Thank you for watching.
Yes.
We'll see you guys in about 5 minutes.
For the post-credit show
We're talking about movies and games and things
Stuff.
we've all experienced
and stuff we have done, I forgot.
or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof. Yeah, if you've had a lazy week
Why
or
are
a
you
busy
looking
week.
at me?
Then,
I didn't
you
look
said
at
you hadn't played anything.
I also didn't look at you until now.
You leaned at me. You leaned at me.
I lean. Anyways, thank you.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you guys in about 5 minutes while we recombobulate.
And if you don't want to watch us after we recombobulate, you can join us next week. Same bat time, same
Same
bat
flavor.
channel.
Same great taste, same great
We do the
flavor.
Same great stuff. Bait stuff. Great stuff.
Goodbye.
Bye.